Peterborough's Talk Sports Radio, Extra 90.5. It is 10:34. Sunny today, going up to a high of 23. We are already at 17 degrees. I am very excited about our next guest here in the studio.
The only show brave enough to put real live Peterborough guests on the air. If you're anybody, you've been on The Regulars. Now here's today's important guest.
Goldfinger.
Yeah.
He's the man.
He is the man indeed. Brian Goldfinger of Goldfinger Personal Injury Law joins us. Brian, thank you so much for coming in today and starting your long weekend off with the Regulars.
My pleasure. Amazing intro. Love the theme song. Great job, guys.
I was going to say, you have to feel honored, sir, because not everyone in their first appearance on the show gets an intro like that.
Love it. Love it. Brought a big smile to my face. You guys did your research. Attaboy.
Okay, first, before we get into it, we're going to talk a little sports, too, coming up, because you are a huge basketball fan. We were just dumping on the Raptors a little bit from last night. But I want to know, because I'm curious, I have a friend who works in law now, what is a typical day in the day of Brian Goldfinger? What does it look like?
What does it look like? Good gosh. A lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, a lot of meeting people. You know, a big part of my job, people ask, what's your day like? I'm traveling here, there, everywhere. What we do personal injury law, and we're not representing, Bell Telephone or Rogers Communications or things like that. We're representing everyday people and their families who have been seriously injured in accidents. And you meet people at hospitals, you meet with them at their homes, you have to explain to them what the law is, because oftentimes this is our first time meeting with a lawyer. And just breaking down the law, it's very confusing for lawyers, let alone your everyday person.
Right.
It's tricky.
And you have offices all over the place.
Yeah, we have an office in Toronto. Our second office is here in Peterborough, and I love it here. I have an office in London, and we just opened an office in Kitchener-Waterloo in September. But Peterborough was our second office. It has a place near and dear to my heart. Both my parents went to Trent. Love Trent. And the Peterborough Petes, huge supporter of the Petes. They've been my favorite, OHL team my whole life, and nobody wears the maroon better than the Petes. I got to tell you, they own that color, period.
Well, you can't argue with that, Colin. You can't argue with that.
No, they have had some of the best jerseys, and they changed them a little bit a couple of years ago, but they still have the old maroon as their third jersey. But still, I think it's one of the best jerseys in hockey going right now.
I met with Aaron Garfat 2 weeks ago at the Memorial Center, and we were chatting about professional and college franchises that wear maroon. There aren't that many. So if you think to the NHL, I guess the Colorado Avalanche from time to time will wear the maroon.
Sure, yeah.
In baseball, I don't think anybody wears maroon. In professional football, NFL, nobody wears maroon. Maroon is worn in college football by Alabama.
Right.
They got it. And there's one more, Arkansas. But I think that's about it in terms of really rocking the maroon. Who does it? The Petes do it.
That's a good point. I didn't even think of it that way.
You need a certain amount of swagger.
You need swag, and it's a noticeable color. Nobody else is doing it. It's fantastic.
Extra 90.5, it is 10:37. We are chatting with Brian Goldfinger of Goldfinger Personal Injury Law. And when you say personal injury law, Brian, it's such a broad scope. I was looking at your website. You do everything from car accidents to dog bites.
Yeah.
It's such a wide range.
It's at law, it's called tort law, the law of injury. Injuries happen in a wide variety of ways, and there's certainly a wide scope and wide practice areas to slip and falls, dog bites, car accidents, etc. If you've been hurt, it's what we do, and we break it down like that. We don't represent insurance companies, we don't do wills, we don't do family law, we don't do criminal law. So we get a lot of calls all the time saying, hey, Goldfinger, want to help you out, I got arrested. I say, sorry, man, can't help you, don't do criminal law, can't bail you out of jail, call my buddy. But if you got hurt, I'd be happy to chat with you.
Right. Right. And you make referrals often to different places?
We have to. I mean, because we only focus on helping injured people. So if somebody calls me with a family matter, they're getting divorced, they want me to help them out. Unfortunately, we just can't do that because we just focus on helping injured people.
So you'd be able to help Ruth Ellen Brosseau from the elbow the other day with Justin Trudeau. Would she come and give you a call?
Yeah, I wanted her to call me. Vicious elbow from Justin on the House floor. I don't know. I mean, It's laughable. It's comedic. I just want those people to do their jobs and not focus on the other shenanigans. I mean,
I was saying there was going. I assumed she was going to show up with a neck brace the next day,
and they all did. The
And they
whole
all did, of
NDP
course.
party. The story's got legs, and good on the NDP and the members of the opposition for giving it legs. But I just think it's all silly.
What's your advice to someone? You mentioned how confusing the law can be sometimes. If you had a piece of advice for someone who maybe has been injured in some sort of accident but doesn't really know where to go or what to do or how to start, what do you say to them?
You got some good questions. You did well. That was amazing.
I'm almost a broadcast journalist.
You know what we see really often is people get in serious accidents and then they get a call from their friendly insurance company. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the person from the friendly insurance company often wants to meet with them face to face. And it could very well be, we've seen this before. People are out in hospital. They're on a morphine drip. They're not doing well. They're hopped up on meds and they don't know what's going on. And then the nice person from the insurance company comes and they say, sign here, sign here, sign here. Give me a statement. The statement's recorded. They don't even remember it. And the next thing they know that their rights have been compromised because they didn't know what they were saying. They don't know what they signed. Call a lawyer before you meet with anybody from the insurance company, really before you speak with them. The only speaking you should do with the insurance company after you've been involved in an accident is essentially reporting it, telling them, hey, I was in an accident and that's about it. You should know about it. Beyond that, you should really talk to a lawyer because you're only going to get hurt twice. I mean, at the end of the day, the insurance company, they handle these sort of claims every day, all the time. That's all they do. And for you, chances are this is your first accident. This is probably your first time dealing with an insurance company in a case like this. You have no idea what's going on. And they know the right questions to ask. They know the right forms that you need to sign. They know the best way to minimize